Each year, the Arlington Athletic Hall of Honor recognizes an outstanding achievement from a team that climbed at the highest peak. The girls from Bowie High were among the best to play that game. Tonight, we chronicle their road to glory.
When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
The 2004-05 Arlington Bowie girls basketball season was truly historic in many ways. Students, alums, and those who covered the sports scene at the time saw them battle through the toughest district in Texas, and at season's end were hoping they could capture the ultimate state prize come tournament time in Austin. This is their championship story.
The 04 team had a lot of great players. I felt like this team had a chance to be good. The 05 team had a chance to be good because we went to a tournament down in Houston, and I remember we played Spring Westfield. They went on to win the state championship in 04. And beginning of the game, they spanked us pretty good. But our kids realized, hey, we're not too bad. We can hang with them. And as the game progressed, we started gaining and we started making progress. And we didn't win the game, but we started to look like we belonged in the game. So after that game, I knew we had a chance to be very special in 05.
This is our year that we're going to go in, and we're going to go in hard with no regrets, and we are going to win state. And lo and behold, we did it.
Bowie's magical season began November 11th at the Temple Tournament as they won 3 of 4 games played. Other non-district wins along the way included victories over South Oak Cliff, South Lake Carroll, and Temple High.
Honestly, I wasn't sure how far we would advance. I knew that if we could get through our district, at that time they were only taking 3 teams. So I knew that if we could place, in at least the top 3, that we would be okay.
The Vols entered District 8 5A play with an impressive 12-2 overall record. That district was a battle night in and night out, with DeSoto, Cedar Hill, and Duncanville in the mix. The regular season concluded on the night of February 8th with a 28-point win over Sam Houston. First place belonged to the squad from Southeast Arlington. 2 early postseason games had the Vols defeating Frisco and South Lake, setting up a regional quarterfinal against their area rival Lady Panthers of Duncanville. A 15-8 output in the fourth quarter gave Bowie a hard-fought 49-40 win, and it was on to the state semifinals and a meeting with North Crowley, whom the Lady Vols had defeated earlier in the season by 26 points. This one almost a carbon copy, 63-41 your final. The regional championship game was another area opponent that Bowie had played twice in district play, DeSoto. Ashley Walker had the hot hand that night, scoring 24 points, and the Lady Vols prevailed 64-46 to run their season record to 33-5. 2 games left to claim the state title in Austin.
I expected us to do well. If we could survive that district and come out as a district champion, I expected us to do well, and we knew that we would have to go through Duncanville and DeSoto again if we were going to make it to Austin. I remember the regional quarterfinal game. We played Duncanville at Seguin, and after we won that game, I was pretty emotional. The emotion was because I felt like we had a chance to make it to Austin and to win it all, and we took care of business there. So it was pretty rewarding to go through our district opponents in order to get to Austin.
First up, the Lady Panthers of Pflugerville. A suffocating defense forced 30 turnovers against their opponent, and offensively it was no match, as 3 Lady Vols finished in double figures. 54-42 the final, as Bowie's record now stood at 34-5. The Humboldt Lady Wildcats and the Lady Vols met for the 5A state championship at the Irwin Center in Austin on the night of March 5th. Humboldt's record stood at 31-10 and were led by their standout Jessica Morrow, but Bowie had a prolific scorer themselves in Danielle Nunn. Both wore number 33. The lead swapped 6 times, and the score matched 8. At one point, Coach Talton's team fell behind by 13 points.
So we knew we had to go in there playing the best basketball that we could, but like you said, we started off a little slow. I think that kind of gave us the kick we needed to kind of push through. and fight through to the end.
I think we woke up. I think we might have been a little bit starstruck. You know, we had never been there before, so we really just had to rally around our defense. That's something that Coach T harped on all year, was that, hey, your defense is what got you here. Continue to stay in the game and play defense, and you guys will be okay.
But a torrid back-and-forth fourth quarter by both teams resulted in a 54-all tie at the end of regulation. Okay, tell me about the block.
So the block, that's probably why I think about it the most. And it was a few seconds left on the clock, their ball under their goal. We knew we had to play defense. We knew we had to stop them so that we had a fighting chance at winning state. And when that ball came in, I was terrified. I mean, when you're a blocker or just playing defense, blocking the ball is so all about timing. And if you don't get it right, you'll miss the block or you'll get a foul. So being able to block that ball, not get a foul, and then it was over with, and then from that point forward, it was like, all right, we got this. We know we got it.
In overtime, the Vols' Danielle Nunn scored the first basket and hit 4 key free throws in the final 2 minutes to help seal the victory.
We were able to make free throws going down the stretch, which had been our Achilles heel all season.
69-62 the final. Nunn finished with 23 points. Just as clutch was Erica Farrell. She tallied 17 and grabbed 13 rebounds. Jessica Morrow led all scorers with 24 points, but it was Bowie who cut down the nets. Danielle Nunn received the game's MVP, and later Coach Wanda Talton was selected the state's Coach of the Year. In her tenure at James Bowie High, Coach Wanda Talton amassed a jaw-dropping 374 wins.
Well, I think about our championship season. Anytime there's a girls' basketball game, so during the NCAA tournament, that's a time where I think about it the most because when the season's over, someone's crowned a champion and people get the opportunity to see all the hard work you've done, everything that you've accomplished and overcome. To me, that's something special because all of those qualities I was able to see with that championship team.
Think about it all the time, honestly, because it's up there with all of my top accomplishments that I've done, you know, with my kids, getting married, state championship, you know, it's a big deal. So I think about it often. I think about it with my own kids. I have a 15-year-old and they just won state. So, I mean, it was just great to see him experience that and let him know, you know, hey, your mom did it too. But I want you to be better than me. Get another one. So
I think I'm most proud of how well this team bonded. They truly enjoyed each other's company. I appreciate how good they were to me. They knew my heart was heavy. I knew their heart was heavy, and they made sure that I was okay. My coaches, Kim Wilson, Doris Grooms, and Michelle Trussell were right there holding me up. So I had a lot of support, but that team, they truly were strong, outstanding young women. And to this day, they still are.